After discovering that my wife, Elena, had burned through over $2 million in 3 months, I snatched the phone right out of her hand. The screen was lit up. The pinned conversation was with a contact saved as Jack's baby. The latest message was from her. The old man is flying out tomorrow. Meet at the usual spot. I'm dying to see you. I looked up at the woman I had been married to for 3 years. Her face went deathly pale as she tried to grab the device back. Julian, listen to me. Let me explain. I didn't wait. I slapped her. Hard. The force of it sent her sprawling to the floor. Her wedding ring flew off her finger, hit the wall with a sharp ping, and cracked. Using my money to keep a boy toy, right in front of her, I dialed my lawyer. Draft the divorce papers. Now. She crawled over on her knees, hugging my leg, her mascara running in dark streaks down her face. I leaned down and gripped her chin. Don't rush. I wiped a tear from her cheek, my voice cold as ice. This is just the beginning. Earlier, when my CFO, Karen Mosley, placed the stack of financial reports on my desk, her hands had been trembling. Her voice was tight, her eyes refusing to meet mine. Mr. Thorne, this is the madam's expense record for the last 3 months. She paused, swallowing hard. There are irregularities. I leaned back in my leather chair, not immediately reaching for the file. Irregularities? Yes. Karen lowered her head further. The amounts are significant, and the categories you'd better see for yourself. I flipped open the first page. Dense rows of transactions crawled across the paper like ants. 5-star hotels, luxury boutiques, Michelin-star restaurants, jewelers. I turned to the second page. Men's designer clothing stores, high-end watch dealers, even a specialty shop for professional gym equipment. The last page held the summary. My gaze locked onto the figure. $1, $245, $433. 3 months, averaging nearly $14,000 a day. I closed the folder. Understood. Karen looked like she'd been granted a pardon and hurried out. The door clicked shut. The office fell silent. I stared at that report for a long time. Then I picked up the internal line. Marcus, get in here. My executive assistant, Marcus Cole, pushed the door open. Mr. Thorne, check these locations. I slid the report across the mahogany desk. Focus on the hotels. Who was Elena with these past 3 months? How many stays? Check-in and check-out times. Marcus took the report, his expression shifting slightly as he scanned it. Sir, this is... Just do it. Yes, sir. Marcus turned to leave. Wait, I called him back. Don't alert her yet. Understood. Marcus left. I leaned back, closing my eyes. Images of Elena's changes over the last 3 months flashed through my mind. Dressing more provocatively, going out more frequently, coming home later and later. When asked, it was always shopping with the girls. Or spa day facials. You know how high-maintenance beauty is. I had believed her. After all, she was my wife. My wife of 3 years. Now it seemed I had been naive. The office door pushed open. The click-clack of high heels was crisp, arrogant. I opened my eyes. Elena sashayed in. She was wearing a tight, red dress today, the neckline plunging low, the hem riding high on her thighs. Her hair was freshly styled, big loose waves cascading over her shoulders. Her makeup was flawless. Her lips painted a trendy, predatory shade of red. On her finger sat a diamond ring I had never seen before. 3 carats, minimum, cutting the light with every movement. She walked to my desk and leaned over, giving me an ample view. Hey, hubby. Her voice dragged out, soft and saccharine. What are you working on? I didn't speak. I just looked at her, looked at the ring on her finger. New purchase? I asked. Oh, this. She held up her hand, twisting it under the light. Do you like it? I just saw it today. It was only 150 grand. A total steal, so I grabbed it. Only 150 grand. Only. I smiled. Anything else? What do you mean? She blinked, feigning innocence. What else did you buy today? Oh. She clapped her hands. I almost forgot the important part. She rounded the desk, squeezed into my personal space, and wrapped her arms around my neck. Julian, I saw this ruby set this afternoon. 3 pieces, necklace, earrings, ring. It is absolutely to die for. I fell in love instantly. She tilted her face up, eyes sparkling. It's barely 450,000. Buy it for me, please. I looked down at her. I looked at the undisguised greed in her eyes. I looked at the only 150K ring on her finger. I looked at the dress that cost at least 5 figures, and the brand new Hermes Birkin bag sitting on the chair. All my money, 3 months, $2 million. And it wasn't enough. She wanted another $500,000. I reached out, caressing her cheek. She thought I was going to kiss her. She closed her eyes, a smug smile touching her lips. Instead, I gripped her jaw. My grip was tight. She flinched, eyes snapping open. Julian, you're hurting me. Give me your phone, I said. She froze. What? Your phone, I repeated, my tone brokering no argument. Hand it over. No. I didn't waste any more words. I reached in her bag on the desk and pulled out the latest iPhone. Julian Thorne, she shrieked. What are you doing? Give it back. She lunged to snatch it. I shoved her away. In her high heels, she lost her balance, stumbling back until she hit the bookshelf. A few heavy hardcovers tumbled down, thudding onto the carpet. Julian, are you crazy? She steadied herself, glaring at me. Give me my phone. I ignored her. I lifted the phone. Face ID unlocked it instantly. I went straight to iMessage. There was the pinned conversation. Contact name? Jack's baby. My stomach dropped. I tapped it. The chat history was a knife, twisting in my gut. Elena, hubby, saw a watch today. It would look so hot on you. Jack's baby, what kind? Irina, Patek Philippe. Sending Apik. Jack's baby, whoa. That's like 100K, right? Elena, as long as you like it. Already bought it. Bringing it tomorrow. Jack's baby, you're the best wifey. Kisses. Jack's baby. Tonight, at the usual spot? Elena, can't. The old man is home. Jack's baby. When does he leave town? Elena, day after tomorrow. Jack's baby, so Tuesday night? I'm dying to see you. Elena, yes. Miss you too. Elena, just transferred you 75K. Did you get it? Jack's baby, got it. You're so generous, babe. Elena, you said you wanted to trade in your car, right? Use this for now. If it's not enough, I'll send more. Jack's baby, thanks, babe. Love you most. Line after line. I scrolled up. It got more explicit. Jack's baby, is your husband useless or what? You're so thirsty every time we meet. Elena, he's nothing compared to you. Jack's baby, wait until tonight. I'll show you what a real man does. Elena, you're bad. I booked a room. Same hotel, room 1808. I scrolled to the most recent message. Sent last night. Elena, the old man is flying out tomorrow. Meet at the usual spot. I'm dying to see you. Timestamp. 11:47 p.m. At that time, I was in the study, reviewing contracts. She had knocked, brought me a glass of warm milk. She had said, Julian, don't work too hard. Get some rest. I thought she cared. Turns out, she was just checking the schedule, making sure I was leaving so she could hook up with her Jack's baby. I lowered the phone, looked up, looked at Elena. She was standing by the bookshelf, her face the color of paper. Her lips were trembling. Her knuckles were white as she gripped the shelf. Julian, she started, her voice shaking uncontrollably. Let me explain. I stood up, walked toward her. She looked up at me, tears already spilling over. Julian, it's not what you think. He's just my personal trainer. We're just friends. Just friends, I asked, my voice deadly quiet. You call a friend, hubby? You buy a friend a $100,000 watch. You book hotel rooms to wait for a friend. Elena shuddered. Tears streamed down her face. No. I really know I was wrong. Julian, give me another chance. I raised my hand and put my weight behind it. Smack. The slap echoed through the room. It sent her crashing to the floor. She cried out, sprawled on the carpet. Blood trickled from the corner of her mouth. The diamond ring flew off, hit the wall, bounced, and rolled into a corner. It cracked. The stone popped out, lost in the shadows. She clutched her face, looking up at me in disbelief. Julian, you hit me. Hit you. I leaned down, grabbed a fistful of her hair, and hauled her up. Right now, I want to kill you. She screamed in pain, kicking wildly. Let go. Let me go. I released her. She collapsed back down, hair a mess, makeup smeared, blood on her lip. She looked pathetic. Explain. I stared down at her. Explain how you use my money to keep your gigolo. Explain how you call me husband while you're screwing someone else in a hotel room. She wept, shaking her head. No, it's not. I walked back to my desk, picked up the landline, dialed the lawyer. Put on speaker. Mr. Thorne. The lawyer's voice filled the room. Draft the divorce papers, I said, staring at Elena on the floor, enunciating every word. Immediately. Grounds. Adultery. Malicious transfer of marital assets. Is the evidence sufficient? Sufficient, I said. Chat logs, transfer records, hotel receipts, pregnancy test results. I have it all. Silence on the other end for 2 seconds. Understood. I'll prepare it right away. The call ended. Elena lunged at me like a maniac, wrapping her arms around my legs. No, Julian, I won't divorce you. I won't. She was wailing, snot and tears mixing with her ruined makeup. She looked like a ghost. I was wrong. I really know I was wrong. Give me one chance. Just one. Please. Don't divorce me. I looked down at her, at the woman I had been married to for 3 years, at the face I once thought I would wake up next to for the rest of my life. My heart was cold. No anger, no sadness, just pure disgust. I lifted my leg and kicked her away. She rolled aside, hitting the coffee table with a sharp cry. Elena lay paralyzed on the floor, sobbing, hair wild, face a mess. I pressed the intercom. Marcus, bring security up here. Yes, sir. Less than a minute later, the office doors swung open. Marcus entered with 2 uniformed security guards. They paused when they saw Elena on the floor, but professional training took over. Mr. Thorne, get her out. I pointed at Elena. From today on, without my express permission, she is not allowed to step foot in Thorne Tower. The guards stepped forward, hoisting Elena up by her arms. She struggled, screaming. Let me go. I am Mrs. Thorne. How dare you touch me? The guards looked at me. I nodded. They tightened their grip, dragging her toward the door. Julian Thorne, you can't do this to me. Elena's remaining high heel fell off. I'm your wife of 3 years. I ignored her. I turned to Marcus. Notify the house staff. Pack all of the madam's personal belongings. Have them on the curb before tonight. If she causes a scene, call the police. Marcus nodded. Understood. Elena was at the door, her fingers clawing at the frame. Her manicure broke. Julian, I was wrong. I was really wrong. Give me another chance. Just one. Please. One by one, I pried her fingers off the doorframe. Elena. I looked into her eyes. From a moment you used my money to keep a toy boy. From a moment you got pregnant with another man's child and tried to make me raise it. We were finished. I stepped back, waved my hand at the guards. Take her away. They dragged her out. Her wailing echoed down the corridor, fading into the distance. Until it was gone, the office fell silent. The broken ring and a few strands of torn hair still lay on the floor. I walked back to my desk, picked up the phone, dialed the lawyer again. Sterling, Mr. Thorne, the agreement is being drafted. More than the agreement, I said. File the lawsuit directly with the court. Grounds, adultery, malicious squandering and transfer of marital assets. I'm having Marcus send the evidence now. Understood. Sterling paused. Do you want to file for asset preservation? Of course. I lit a cigarette. Immediately request to freeze all accounts, credit cards, and supplementary cards in Elena's name, including the unlimited black card linked to the Thorne Group. Don't miss a single one. Also, I exhaled a cloud of smoke. Audit her large transfer from the last 3 months. Focus on transfers to a contact named Jack's Baby. Pull the full transaction history. That is direct evidence of asset dissipation. Sterling noted it down. Yes, Mr. Thorne, I'm on it. How soon can we freeze them? After filing, judicial review takes time, but we can file for emergency preservation, Sterling said. Her accounts should be frozen by tomorrow noon at the latest. Not fast enough. Mr. Thorne, contact Judge Holloway, I said. Tell him Julian Thorne has a case, and I'm asking for a fast track. Understood. The call ended. I leaned back, looking out the window. The sky was turning gray. Rain was coming. Marcus knocked and entered. Mr. Thorne, she's been removed from the premises. Did she make a scene? She did, Marcus said, screaming and crying in the lobby. Drew a crowd. Security had to physically escort her out the main entrance. What were people saying? Mixed reactions. Marcus hesitated. Some sympathized, some watched for the drama. Some said, you were too harsh. I laughed. Harsh. 3 months. $2 million. Spending my money to keep a gigolo, rent hotel rooms, and carry a bastard child. And in the end, asking me to buy her a $500,000 necklace. I looked at Marcus. You tell me, who is harsh? Marcus lowered his head. The madam was in the wrong. More than wrong. I crushed the cigarette out. She's digging her own grave. Less than 2 hours later, the office door was slammed open. Not pushed. Slammed. I looked up. Elena's mother, my shrill mother-in-law, Mrs. Vance, stood in the doorway. She was wearing a Chanel suit, clutching an Hermes bag, hair sprayed into a helmet. But her expression was twisted enough to kill. She marched over in her 4-inch heels, clack, 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 right up to my desk. She pointed a manicured finger at my nose. Julian Thorne. Her voice was sharp enough to shatter glass. You heartless son of a bitch. My daughter gave you 3 years. She cooked for you, dressed for you, treated you like a king. And over some trivial little issue, you slap her and demand a divorce? Are you even human? I sat there, unmoved, watching her spit fly. Let me tell you, Julian, if the Vance family hadn't helped the Thorne family weather the storm back then, would you be where you are today? Now that your wings are strong, you want to dump my daughter? No way. She was getting more agitated, her finger nearly poking my eye. You give me an explanation right now. Withdraw the lawsuit immediately. Go bring Elena back. Kneel and apologize to her, or I will drag the Thorne name through the mud in front of the whole city. I stood up slowly. I towered over her by a head. Looking down. Finished. She paused. I didn't let her finish. I raised my hand. Backhand. Smack. A slap. Hard across her face. Heavier and louder than the one I gave Elena. She staggered back 2 steps, crashing into the bookshelf. The Hermes bag dropped to the floor. She clutched her face, eyes wide, staring at me in disbelief. You dare hit me? Why shouldn't I? I walked toward her, looming. That slap was on behalf of your daughter, teaching her how to be a decent human being, how to be a wife. Unfortunately, you didn't teach her well. So now, I'm teaching you. Mrs. Vance's face turned purple. Julian Thorne, you've lost your mind. I'll sue you. I'll let everyone in Chicago know you're a wife-beating bastard. Swim, I laughed. Go ahead. And while you're at it, tell the judge how your daughter used my money to support a toy boy. Tell them how she got pregnant with another man's seed and tried to make me play the fool. Tell them how your Vance family has been sucking the blood of the Thorne family just to stay on life support. Her face went white. What are you talking about? Me? I bent down, picked up her bag from the floor, took out her phone. Shall we call and ask your precious daughter right now? Ask her who Jack's baby is. Ask her how many hotel room receipts there are. Ask her how many months along that bastard in her belly is. Mrs. Vance was trembling. No. Impossible. Elena wouldn't she? I tossed the phone back in her arms. Go back and ask her yourself. Now get the hell out. She stood there, frozen, glaring at me. Julian, don't think you can scare me. The Vances aren't pushovers. If you dare divorce her, if you dare touch Elena, I will. You will what? I cut her off. I leaned in close to her face. My voice dropped low, every word a blade. If you dare make a scene here again, ignorante, you post. Whatever scraps are left of the Vance family business. Won't see tomorrow's sunrise. Her pupils constricted. I do what I say. I straightened up. Now, get out. She looked at me, looked into my eyes. For a long time. Finally, the arrogance on her face extinguished, replaced by fear. Gray, absolute fear. She bent down, grabbed her bag, covered her face, stumbled as she turned and left. The sound of her heels was frantic, fleeing, fading down the hall. I walked back to my desk, pressed the intercom. Marcus, sir, put a tail on Elena and her little lover. I want to know who they see, where they go, what they say. Everything. Understood. The line clicked dead. I lit another cigarette, stared out the window. The rain had started, a steady drizzle, lashing against the glass, blurring the city skyline. The next morning, I barely stepped into the lobby when Marcus met me by the elevators, looking grim. Sir, there's a situation downstairs. Who? Jack's rider. Marcus paused. Miss Vance's Pezona Trina. I didn't stop walking. Where? Main lobby. Reception stopped him, but he's making noise, demanding to see you. I stepped into the private executive elevator. Bring him to the B2 garage. I pressed the button. It's quiet down there. Basement level 2. The overflow garage. Harsh fluorescent lights hummed over a row of black SUVs that rarely saw use. Jax was escorted in by 2 security guards. He still held his head high. He was wearing a suit that was obviously expensive. The Patek Philippe Elena bought him gleaming on his wrist. His hair was slicked back, a confident, practiced smile plastered on his face. When he saw me, he cleared his throat. Mr. Thorne. I didn't speak. I just watched him. Mr. Thorne, I came today because I think we should talk. He took a step forward, trying to project confidence. I know there are some misunderstandings between you and Elena. But Elena and I, we're truly in love. Treating her like this, isn't it a bit? A bit what? I cut him off. A bit. Unreasonable. He steeled himself. Elena gave you 3 years. Even if there's no love left, there's history. You can't just divorce her and freeze her accounts like this. I laughed. Truly in love. Yes. He straightened his spine. It's true love. Even with all your money and power, you can't break apart 2 people who truly love each other. True love. I repeated the words. So, you made her buy you a $100,000 watch. Jax's face twitched. True love. So you had her transfer you 75 grand for a car? True love. So you spend her money while asking her in bed if I'm impotent? His face went pale. Mr. Thorne, you don't listen to her nonsense. I didn't listen to her. I stepped closer. I I read your texts. Every line. Every word. I stood right in front of him. I was half a head taller. Jax, do you realize every cent you spent was mine? Do you realize that watch you're wearing was bought with my credit limit? Do you realize the suit on your back was paid for with my money? Jax took a step back. I didn't know. Elena said she had money. She wanted to spend it on me. She has money. I reached out, grabbing his lapel. Which penny of hers isn't mine? Mr. Thorne, don't get violent. We can talk. I didn't give him a chance to finish. I drove my fist into his face. Crunch. Right on the bridge of the nose. He howled, blood instantly spraying out. That one was for me. I threw him to the concrete floor, jamming my knee into his chest. Spending my money. Sleeping with my wife. And you come to my face talking about true love? Thud. Another punch, hard into his left cheek. This is so you remember. What you can touch and what you can't. Jack started screaming, flailing his limbs. Mr. Thorne, I was wrong. I know I was wrong. I shouldn't have touched Elena. I shouldn't have spent her money. It was her. She seduced me. She sent the money on her own. It's all her fault. I ignored his begging. I hammered fist after fist in him until he curled up, body twisting in pain before I stopped. I looked down at him. Blood and tears mixed on his face. I saw the cowardice in his eyes, the kind that would sell anyone out to save himself. Phone. I signaled the guard. The guard handed me my device. I opened the camera, video mode, and pointed it at Jax. Say that again. Jax froze. What? Repeat what you just said. I zoomed in. Clearly. Who seduced who? Who offered the money? Jax looked at the lens, then at me. His eyes darted. Not talking. I raised my fist. I'll say it. I'll say it. He shrieked. Elena seduced me. She came to the gym, liked my body, and hit on me. She bought the watch, the car, sent the cash. It was all her idea. She said her husband was useless, said she was lonely, needed company. I was just in it for the money. He sobbed as he spoke, snot and blood bubbling on his face. Mr. Thorne, please let me go. I'll never do it again. I'll give the watch back. I'll pay the money back. Please. I stopped recording. Saved. Backed up to the cloud. I stood up. Watch him. I told the guards. I walked aside, pulling up Elena's contact. I sent the video. Attached a simple message. Look at the backbone on your true love. Sent. Seconds later, Elena was calling. I didn't answer. Blocked the number. I walked back to Jax. He was groveling on the floor, still weeping. I crouched down, patting his bruised cheek. Listen, get out of Chicago. Now, if I see you again, or hear that you've contacted Elena, I'll teach you the definition of regret. He nodded frantically. I'm gone. I'm leaving right now. Today. I stood up, waved to the guards. Throw him out. They hauled Jax up and dragged him toward the exit, like dragging a dead dog. 3 days later, the court summons arrived at my office, along with the copies sent to Elena. Attorney Sterling delivered them personally. A thick stack of documents. Mr. Thorne, the complaint copy, evidence list, and the asset preservation ruling. It's all here. I opened it. First page, evidence list. Screenshots of WeChat messages, hotel bills, luxury purchase logs, bank transfer history. Every item tagged with source and purpose. Clear logic. Ironclad proof. The last page was the summons. Cause of action, divorce dispute. Court date, 1 month from now. Did Elena get hers? I asked. Yes, Sterling said. Courier tracking shows signed for this morning. I closed the file. Her reaction? Unknown for now. Sterling paused. But it shouldn't be long. As he spoke, my phone rang. A strange number, but I knew who it was. I answered. Put on speaker. Julian Thorne. Elena's voice was shrill, distorted, reeking of desperation. Are you trying to kill me? Court summons. Frozen assets. Are you happy now? Wait until I'm on the street. Is that what you want? I leaned back, voice calm. My lawyer will speak to you. I don't want to talk to a lawyer. I'm talking to you. She screamed. Drop the suit. Withdraw it right now. I can break up with Jax. I can get an abortion. Just drop the suit. Unfreeze the accounts, and I'll do whatever you want. Too late, I said. It's not late. Not at all. She started crying. Julian, 3 years of marriage. Do you have no feelings left for me at all? Feelings? I chuckled. When you were using my money to book hotel rooms with him, did you have feelings? Silence on the other end. Just suppressed sobbing. By the way, I added, your mother came to see me the day before yesterday. Elena's breath hitched. What did you do to her? Nothing, I said. Just gave her a lesson on your behalf. Julian, you dare touch my mom. Raise your voice one more time. My tone dropped, and I'll have your mother in a cell by tomorrow. She shut up instantly. Only rapid breathing remained. Listen, I said finally. The divorce is happening. Your only choice is to sign gracefully, take the pittance you're entitled to, and get lost. Or fight me in court, leave with nothing, and drown in debt. Choose. I hung up, blocked the number. The office was quiet again. I picked up the summons, staring at it for a long time. Then I opened a drawer, tossed it in, locked it. The show was only halfway through. When Marcus placed the latest surveillance report on my desk, he looked sick. Sir, this is the last week. I opened it. The first page was photos. Elena and Jax, squeezed into a dilapidated apartment complex on the south side. Short-term rental, maybe $1,000 a month. The photos were taken through a window, blurry, but clear enough. Filth, clothes strewn everywhere, takeout boxes piled in corners, curtains so dirty you couldn't tell the color. Elena was in wrinkled pajamas, hair greasy against her face, staring blankly at the floor. Jax was on the other side, head down on his phone. Second page, audio transcript. Time, 3 days ago, 11:00 p.m. Jax, I can't live like this. The money's frozen. We can't even make rent. Elena, stop yelling. If you weren't so useless, would we be here? Jax, me, useless? If your husband wasn't such a ruthless psycho, would we be hiding like rats? Elena, Julian. He's a cold-blooded animal. Jax, what good is cursing him? What do we do? Can you win the divorce case? Elena, no. His evidence is too complete. Jax, will you get any money? Elena, money? She laughs coldly. I'll be lucky if he doesn't bury me in debt. My lawyer hinted that Julian might sue for the return of the $2 million I spent, claiming malicious dissipation of assets. Jax, what? He wants the $2 million back. Elena, yeth. Jax, then we're finished. You get nothing and owe $1 million? Elena, finished. I'm finished. Her voice dropped, breaking into tears. I have nothing. Money, house, status. Nothing. The recording paused there, muffled sobbing. Then, Jax's voice again, lower, with a tentative, seductive edge. Jax, Elena, tell me. What if? Elena, what if what? Jax, what if Julian Thorne wasn't around anymore? Elena's sobbing stopped abruptly. Elena, what are you saying? I'm saying. Jax's voice dropped to a whisper, like a snake hissing. If Julian dies, you're his legal wife. First in line for inheritance. His parents are gone. No siblings. If he dies, Thorne Enterprises, his billions. It all goes to you. Long silence on the tape. Just heavy breathing. A long time passed. Then Elena's voice. Soft, carrying a desperate chill. Elena. How we do it? I closed the report. Looked at Marcus. Is there more? Yes. Marcus pulled up another file. Yesterday, Jack started frequently contacting someone. Who? A truck driver named Buck Miller. Marcus showed the profile. 45. 3 DUIs. Vehicular manslaughter record. Released last year. Drives an old rig for cash jobs. Content. We intercepted part of the call. Marcus played the audio. Jax, Buck, big job. You in? Buck, what kind of job? Jax, manufacturing a traffic accident. 50 grand. Buck. Target. Jax, Julian Thorne. Buck, are you crazy? That's Thorne. Jax, that's why it pays 50. 20 down, 30 after. Buck. When? Where? Jax, wait for my signal. Get ready. Recording ended. Also, Marcus showed surveillance footage. Jax drove to the North Ring Road twice in the last 2 days. There's a blind curve near the industrial park. He stood there for a long time, took pictures. The photo showed Jax pointing at the curve, gesturing to Buck Miller. And Marcus added another log. Elena used a burner phone yesterday to call your secretary's desk. Saying what? Posing as a vendor, asking about your schedule. Specifically, if you had any solo driving trips planned to inspect sites out of town. I leaned back, lighting a cigarette. Smoke curled up. Sir, Marcus sounded nervous. This is conspiracy to commit murder. Should we call the police? Intervene. I exhaled. No. Marcus froze. No. Let them prepare. I looked at Elena's twisted face on the screen. Let them make every call, scout every location. But I need evidence. I cut him off. Complete, undeniable evidence that buries them forever. If we call the cops now, it's just conspiracy. They'll be out in a few years. I'm waiting for them to actually lift the knife. Marcus took a deep breath. Understand. What do we do? 2 things. I stubbed out the cigarette. First, take the black Maybach to old man Russo. Russo was my trusted mechanic, specializing in armor modifications for high-risk clients. Tell him I need a full security upgrade. Bulletproof glass, reinforced chassis, racing harnesses. Most importantly, I paused. Install a top-tier hidden black box system. Front, back, interior, exterior. 360 degrees. Crystal clear audio, HD video, real-time cloud backup. Crash-proof, fireproof. Got it. Marcus wrote it down. Second, find a car that looks exactly like the Maybach. A prop car. Right. I nodded. Doesn't have to run well, just needs the shell. Put the same recording equipment in it. Then leak the info. Say, I'm eyeing a plot of land in the North Industrial District. I'm going personally. Make sure Elena accidentally finds out. This Friday night, I'll be driving the Maybach alone to see the site. Passing that specific curve on the ring road. Marcus looked grave. Sir, this is too dangerous. If something goes wrong, nothing will go wrong. I cut him off. Do it. Yes. Marcus turned to leave. The office fell silent again. Friday night, 8:00 p.m. I sat in the driver's seat. Marcus stood outside the window for a final check. Sir, all systems green. Cloud sync is active. Signal is strong. Police, in position. 3 miles out, waiting for the trigger. 5-minute ETA. And Elena, in the apartment. Hasn't moved. Our guys are watching. I nodded. Clicked the 5-point harness shut. Let's go. The car glided out of the garage, merging into the night traffic. The North Ring Road was empty at this hour. Streetlights were sparse, pockets of darkness swallowing the asphalt. Forests lined the road, black shapes like sleeping beasts. I drove, eyes forward, but my peripheral vision was glued to the small hidden screen on the console. For split screens, the top right showed the rear view. A beat-up truck with no plates had been tailing me for 10 minutes. 200 yards back, keeping pace, like a predator waiting to strike. I picked up the radio. Target acquired. Marcus's voice crackled back. Copy. Unit standby. The car pushed forward, past a straightaway, approaching the U-turn. A sharp hairpin, outer edge dropping into a deep ravine. Jax chose well. An accident here would easily look like speeding, loss of control, fatal plunge. I slowed down. My right hand found a hidden switch under the steering column. Pressed it. Click. A subtle mechanical sound. The brake pedals suddenly went spongy. The steering wheel grew heavy, sluggish. I feigned panic. Gripped the wheel with both hands, stopping the brake repeatedly. The car began to weave, swerving erratically across the lane. But the speed didn't drop. In the rearview mirror, the truck surged. It accelerated hard. 100 yards. 50. 30. High beams flooded my cabin, blinding white light washing out everything. Just as I entered the curve, the side of my car exposed to the ravine. The truck floored it, engine roaring. Aiming straight for my rear quarter panel. In that split second, time stretched. I could clearly see Jax in the truck's passenger seat, face twisted in a manic grin. And Buck, the driver, eyes wide with adrenaline. They thought they had me. They thought one hit would send me and the car flying into the abyss. They thought tomorrow, Elena would be the grieving widow, inheriting my empire. Unfortunately, they didn't know. A tenth of a second before impact. I hit the second button. Thrum. The chassis vibrated. High-strength alloy impact bars exploded outward from the car's frame, locking into place. Simultaneously, the hydraulic emergency stability system fired, 4 tires locking magnetically to the axle, lowering the center of gravity instantly. It happened in a flash. Then, crash! A deafening boom. The truck slammed into my rear flank. But the expected spin-out didn't happen. My car shuddered violently, shoved toward the guardrail. The side panels crumpled, but the frame held rigid. The bulletproof glass spiderwebbed, but didn't shatter. The airbags detonated, poof, pinning me safely against the seat. But the truck, because the angle and force were calculated for a car that would yield, and mine had suddenly become a brick wall, the truck's momentum had nowhere to go. The truck's nose pitched up upon impact, climbing over my reinforced fender. It lost balance. Rumble. The massive vehicle flipped in the air, scraping a shower of sparks across the asphalt. It rolled, tires spinning in the void, sliding 50 feet on its roof before grinding to a halt. Black smoke billowed from the hood. The cab was dead silent. A few seconds later, a weak moan drifted out. I unbuckled the harness, kicked open the jam door, stepped out, not a scratch on me. The night breeze carried the smell of burnt rubber and gasoline. I walked over to the overturned truck. The cab was crushed flat on one side. Jax was pinned inside, face a mask of blood, one eye swollen shut. The other open, pupil constricting when he saw me. He tried to speak, but choked, coughing up pink foam. The driver, Buck, was unconscious. I looked at them, then turned and walked back to my car. In the distance, sirens wailed. Red and blue lights slashed through the darkness. 3 cruisers screeched to a halt. Officers swarmed out, guns drawn. The lead officer was a man I knew, Detective Graves. He jogged over. "Mr. Thorne, you okay?" "I'm fine." I pulled a micro drive from my pocket and handed it to him. "Detective, I'm reporting an attempted murder." Graves took the drive. The mastermind is my wife, Elena Vance, and her lover, Jax Ryder. That's him in the truck." I pointed at the wreck. "That drive contains everything. Planning, conspiracy, hiring the hitman, the execution tonight. Audio, video, texts, bank transfers. Timelines, motives, it's all there." Graves looked grim. "Also, I added my car has a black box. 360-degree footage of the impact. Cloud backed up." Graves turned to his men. "Get paramedics. Secure the scene. Call the wagon." He grabbed his radio. "Unit 2 go. Target location confirmed. Arrest Elena Vance." "Copy that," came the reply. I stood by the road, watching them pry Jax and the driver out of the scrap metal. Both critical but alive. The ambulance sirens grew louder. Graves walked back to me. "Mr. Thorne, we'll need a statement at the station." "Sure." I was about to get in the squad car when my phone rang. "Marcus." "Sir, we have Elena. Situation? At the apartment." When police kicked the door in, she was on the couch, staring at her phone. Waiting for a call. "Did she fight?" "No." "She saw the uniforms and just collapsed." "Did she say anything?" "Just one thing." Marcus paused. "He didn't die." I hung up, looked up at the sky. Deep blue night. No moon. Just a few scattered stars. Eventually, Elena and Jax were convicted of attempted murder. With the mountain of evidence, the sentence was heavy, long enough for them to rot and reflect. The driver, Buck, went down with them. Elena's parents were destroyed by the scandal. Their failing business lost every investor overnight. Bankruptcy followed within 6 months. I never saw Mrs. Vance's arrogant face again. As for me, 3 months later, I received the court's final divorce decree. No asset division disputes. Elena left with nothing. Every item bought with my money was reclaimed. The shattered ring, the ruby set she never got, the bags, the clothes, all liquidated. The day I signed, Attorney Sterling handed me the paperwork. "Mr. Thorne, it's all over." I took the document, thin yet heavy, turned to the last page. The court's red stamp was pressed over the words "dissolution granted." Red. Stock. Final. I closed the folder, walked to the floor-to-ceiling window. Outside, the sun was shining. The sky was that crisp, washed-clean blue that comes after a storm. I looked at it for a long time. Then I flicked my lighter, lit the corner of the decree. The flame ate the paper, climbing fast. I dropped the burning document into the metal wastebasket, watched it turn to ash, watched the last spark die, watched a wisp of smoke rise and vanish into the air. Like 3 years of a ridiculous marriage. Like the woman I once thought was my home. Like all the dirty schemes and betrayal. Finally, burned clean, story complete.